Hey guys, today we'll be going over the Gardevoir EX deck. Why I like to run this deck currently, and why I'm bringing it to the local tournament is because, simply put, and in honest, it's just fun. The sequencing has a lot of routes, and it takes a lot of brain power and skill to play the deck. I believe this is one of the hardest decks to play currently in the meta. Correct me if I'm wrong. So let me go over the list with you and the reasoning behind why I put each card. I'm running 4 Ralts with the teleportation move. I know that this will rotate out. This Ralts will rotate out in I think early March or late February. But I'm sure we'll get replacements. 4 copies of Kirlia. This will also rotate out if once February and March of next year hits. 2 copies of Gardevoir. I think that's standard. 2 copies of Munkidori for the damage distribution. Drifloon. Probably one of our hardest hitting attackers with Bravery Charm on. Klefki to block abilities from the bench and the active from the basic Pokemon. Flutter main. Mostly this mon is for taking out Mimikyu or other annoying mons. Screamtail is also our main attacker. It can snipe the bench or deactive if it has enough damage counters on it, or with Bravery Charm it does way more damage. Radiant Greninja for the card draw. This will also rotate out, just letting you know. I'm running 3 copies of Iono and 3 copies of Arven. Some lists run 4 each. Some lists run 4 Iono, 2 Arven. But I found the 3-3 distribution pretty consistent and helpful. 4 copies of Buddy-Buddy Poffin. You want to see this card in your drawing hand. 2 copies of Rare Candy to evolve your Ralts into Gardevoir. But Rare Candies don't see much use after much playtesting. So let me clean up the space here. So sometimes I toss a Rare Candy if I have a Gardevoir or Kirlia in play for the Kirlia ability to discard 1 and draw 2. 2 copies of Ultra Ball. 1 copy of Nest Ball. Some people run 2 copies of Nest Ball, but with all the Buddy Poffins, I don't think there's a need. 2 copies of Earthen Vessel. Some people run 3 or even 4, but I find that there's not enough space in this deck for like 3 or 4 copies, I feel like. 2 copies of Counter Catcher. Very helpful because your game plan is pretty slow, so you need Gardevoir out. So, most likely your opponent will have less prizes than you in the beginning. 2 copies of Night Stretcher, mostly useful for Screamtail and Drifloon. 1 copy of Heavy Ball in case Drifloon gets prized or Screamtail gets prized. 1 copy of Professor's Research. 1 copy of Boss's Order. 3 copies of Bravery Charm. Very important card in this deck in order to draw out as much damage from the Drifloon and the Screamtail as possible. 1 copy of Technical Machine Evolution. 1 copy of Canceling Cologne. 1 copy of Professor Turo Scenario. I never actually used this card to its full effect, but I guess it's good to have like a backup plan for your Gardevoir if it gets damaged, and then you can play it again with the Rare Candy and stuff like that. that. So 1 copy of Super Rod for the very late game. You want to shuffle in not your energies, but Screamtail and Drifloon. 1 copy of Moonlit Hill for the discard to the for the Psychic Energy discard. 1 copy of Pokemon League Headquarters to slow down Raging Bolts, Gouging Fires, or any basic Pokemon like Teal Mask Ogerpon if they want to attack you with it. And 1 copy of Fair Stamp. Some lists, or a lot of lists, currently run Secret Box for the consistency, but I find that the Unfair Stamp effect is just too good, because your game plan is slow, so most likely your opponent will knock out one of your Pokemon early game. And if you play this and they get a dead draw after 2 cards, then it's most likely game. So 7 copies of Psychic Energy. I might bump it up to 8, but we'll see. 2 copies of Dark Energy for the Munkidoris. So I've been kind of studying the local meta, and I feel like this deck will do pretty well against most decks out there. I know there are some bad matchups against like Dragapult, or even Charizard that run, or Palkia that run Dusknoirs, because they can pop almost every mon except for Gardevoir. But I find that other than those decks, it does well. So we'll see how it goes. I'm gonna take this to my locals. If you want to copy or modify the deck, I'll put the deck list below in the notes. And if you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. It will help me a ton. Be kind to yourselves and be kind to others, and thank you so much.